everyone. Welcome to Relatable. This is our very first episode, and we are freaking out a little bit.
Yes. This is definitely our first time trying to record this.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
We're very candid.
We definitely didn't record a full 20 minutes and then realize we don't know what the fuck we're doing and then restart over again.
Yeah, so for the sake of our namesake, here we are. We've also decided to schedule in an ASMR segment in the middle. So we will be eating a full 5-course meal. So
we hope you guys are okay with that. Like some people, it's a turn off, but we think we'll make you come around. Or just make you
they'll
come.
come around.
Oh, fuck off. Oh, Jesus. Well, why don't you introduce yourself?
Yeah, speaking of Jesus, I'm Jillian. I have the most fortunate blessing to be Lauren's cousin. I am 24 years old. I'm going to be 25 in December. And I live here in Los Angeles, kind of, like in the Brentwood area.
So she's a boozy bitch. She's also
I am a boozy bitch.
A bougie bitch.
I'm actually blackout drunk right now. I work in the video game industry. I work at this startup company. I've been there for about 2.5 years. That's been a wild ride. But it's the industry I've always wanted to work in. So it's a dream come true, just like a little small town
just
girl.
Surrounded by a bunch of hairy men.
Just a lot of testosterone. So yeah, I'll hold my own though. It's fun.
She's being painfully modest. She pretty much holds the company down because they rely on her for almost everything at all times, and she does it all, and I don't know how. So anyway, I'm Lauren. I'm 26. I'm gonna be 27. This is how I actually normally talk. The other part of my voice is
just
an accent.
A bit. Like your normal voice is a bit.
Yeah. No, I'm 26, and like Jillian said, like a 5-year-old, I'm gonna be 27 in January. I'm 26 and a half.
I just want the audience to be aware I'm approaching my official quarter life crisis.
Oh, I thought you were trying to do like an astrological thing.
Oh, well, no, we'll get into that.
Oh, Jesus.
That's for another day.
Hopefully never. Anyway, so yeah, I'm a Capricorn. Was born January 6th. And in Northern California, up in like Sacramento, and then moved down here. Well, I went to school at Cal Poly San Luis Obispo, and eventually, and I like studied psych and thought that's what I wanted to do. And it was really rewarding to, be a school therapist, like I don't know, what do you call it, like a student counselor?
Like a counselor, yeah. Peer counselor,
a saint. No, but for my internship for my last year, I was a student counselor, and I was helping people out with their problems and just sitting and listening. It was really rewarding, but I'd always had a really creative side that I wanted to express, and I realized I wasn't going to be able to do that with the career path in psychology. It's all pretty clinical. There's no there's like music psychologists and that, but it's all...
You could give therapy to people, but just sing the whole time. You're mentally ill. You need Lexapro.
So you're going to want to take 20 milligrams of Lexapro a day. And that'll help your depression and anxiety go away.
Your patient's like, please, I just want to talk to you normally.
Shh. Now it's my time to sing another song. Also did musical theater as a kid, if you can tell.
Wow,
my incredible Peggy voice. I just realized I wanted to do something way more creative, and I'd always loved film, and so I thought I'd torture myself and give myself an existential crisis and apply to hundreds of unpaid internships, and then I finally got one and on the Paramount lot and moved to LA and had a very very LA first few years, in the worst and best ways. Which, you know, you
It's
just
a rite of passage.
is it getting slapped in the face by the real world?
Yes.
Yeah.
Just full on backhand slap.
Just shit on your face.
Yeah. Shoved to the ground. You know, curb stomped.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
We're so dramatic. What are we talking about?
No, but then you
fucking...
get up and you dust yourself off and you keep on moving and you
keep on trucking, keep on fucking.
That's right, trucking and fucking.
That's the motto. So yeah, I've trucked and fucked my way through Los Angeles. No, unfortunately, my dating life has been very disappointing. So not much trucking and fucking in that way. Well, Jillian is married now, so that is a thing.
I'm just trucking and fucking one man. Yeah, we're monogamous. He's from Germany. He's a professional juggler.
I'm kidding. I'm German. My dad's literally from Germany.
Yeah, he is from the German
100%
National
crowd.
Circus.
National Circus.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was a stripper.
Well, that's his side gig.
Oh, okay.
But he really wanted to come to the U.S. and we met on one of his tours over here. And yeah, I mean, he is really short. So I almost stepped on him.
Oh, he was the Ant-Man.
Yes, he was actually the inspiration for Ant-Man. No, he's really, really talented.
In a lot of different ways.
Yeah, no, I
You know the inspiration, you know the fan theory behind Ant-Man saving everyone by going up Thanos' asshole was actually inspired by a sex act that Margot performed on Jillian.
Yes.
Fun fact.
It was one of the most beautiful moments of my life.
They both cried.
Yeah, no, that was amazing.
Mainly Marco because he thought he was going to suffocate up there, but
yeah, no, he made it. He pulled through.
He did.
So yeah, but today, he actually got his green card. So you know that's a whole process that we've been dealing with for the past whole year. We were one of those obnoxious couples who had a COVID wedding, but we didn't do it like the really shitty way where we just like invited a bunch of people and we're like, no, we don't give a fuck about masks. It was literally just.
You did it the shitty way, but on a smaller scale because
Yeah.
you and your dad still got COVID.
Yeah, we still got COVID. So, yeah, no, it was literally just my parents, my brothers, and my older brother's wife was there. And we FaceTimed his parents because they were in Germany.
Oh, that was so cute. Yeah.
It was.
You've never really met him in person.
No, I haven't. His mom is really sweet.
What is it again? Anus?
Did you just call my mother-in-law anus?
No. I didn't. Her mom called her that. Okay.
No, her name is Enos.
Enos.
She's very sweet. She texts me. She doesn't speak English, but she texts me in English.
She tries. It's really sweet.
It is really nice. She'll text me.
Hello, I found this bird outside the window and I thought I'd take a picture for you.
I know she's so cute. She'll send me pictures of their dog and their cats and my father-in-law who looks so much like my husband. It's insane.
No, there's this picture of them when Marco was a kid and he just looks like
my God.
a smaller cloned version of his father.
And his dad is wearing these like they're pretty much like booty shorts, because that was in fashion, and I really don't know why that went out of fashion. That was.
What are you talking about? I see guys wearing booty shorts all the time.
That was Marco's inspiration for becoming a stripper.
Oh, right. But he went for the more like American route of like what is it? Like the iridescent metallic spandex booty shorts. Like the ones Harley Quinn wears in the original Suicide Squad that we pretend doesn't exist.
And you know, full platform boots. And you know. So
you know, you thought he was gay when you first met him, actually.
He might.
You want to tell us that story?
Still might be.
Was he working at, what was it? Male Hooters?
Thunder Down Under.
Thunder Down
Yep.
Under,
Mhm.
even though he's German.
Yeah, we locked eyes, and just instantly fell in love. It was.
He brought her on stage. It was pretty romantic.
Gave me a lap dance. Tried to crawl into my butthole. That was
Wait, was this after he joined the circus or before? This is after.
Yes, he had experience as a professional juggler for several years at that point. So,
but what was he juggling? That's the question.
Well, a magician never reveals his secrets. Let's just leave it at that.
Oh God! Well, call me Tess Tickled. Oh boy. Yeah, I am very single and I'm very happy about it. Until I find someone who makes me want to not be single, I'm very chill. I had a married man hit on me the other day.
Yeah.
I started going to this boxing gym and, started partnering up with this one guy who was like super nice and everything seemed platonic enough. And all of a sudden, he asked me to give him a ride one day to another gym that he was going to. And this guy spends a lot of time in the gym. So I'm just like,
well, that's your first red flag.
he's a meathead. No, it was really bizarre because he seemed like a decent guy. We met up at a park one time to do some drills or whatever. And he brought like pads to punch and kick with, whatever. And it seemed very platonic. And then I give him a ride to this gym. And I don't know, we're talking about his life. And I was like, oh, do you have kids? Because I saw his Instagram. His son was filming like a video of him. And he's like, oh, yeah, I have kids and I'm married or I have a wife. And for whatever reason, I felt like I should say, oh, are you guys still together? Because he didn't act like he's a married man. He's like going around doing his own thing, all the time.
Did he have a ring on?
And I didn't notice a ring.
Ugh.
But also we're punching shit, so maybe he doesn't want to wear a ring.
Fair enough. Marco doesn't wear a ring because he works in the construction industry. I'm like, I don't know. He doesn't like wearing it because he doesn't like how it feels. And also if you wear a ring in that industry, it's really dangerous. So
right.
I would imagine wearing a ring in the gym is not
probably not ideal.
Yeah.
Regardless, not the only red flag that was thrown that evening because I was driving and then it starts getting into, oh, well, do you have a boyfriend? And I was like, oh, no, I'm very much single. And he did the whole like, no way, you're so beautiful. How could you not have a boyfriend? Which I very quickly realized is just a manipulation tool for guys to be like, it's the whole, you don't know you're beautiful.
Yeah.
You're insecure. You're insecure. You're insecure. You're insecure. Which I'm very comfortable with who I am and I don't feel insecure in not being in a relationship and I very much realize my worth. And so I was like, oh no, I just haven't found anyone that I connect with. It's either one way or the other. It hasn't been like a mutual thing, which is whatever. So we pull up to the gym and he's like, well, I find you very attractive and you're smart and funny and all this stuff. And I was like, I know. Stroke my ego more. Thank you. And then he goes, well, do you find me attractive?
Ugh, I fucking hate that question. Like, what a weird question to ask.
I'm like, are you in high school? Like, what? That it just came across as so weirdly insecure and like just weird. Like, and I was like, no, I don't, I see some people as romantic interests and some people as friends that I'd consider you a friend. And he's like, well, what if I wasn't married? Oh. Well, no, first when he said, well, I find you attractive. Do you find me attractive? I was like, well, you're married. And then when I said no, he's like, well, what if I wasn't married? And I was like, no. And so whatever, he got out of my car, went to the gym, grunted in the mirror probably. I don't know. And I texted him the night after and I was basically like, hey, you made me feel really uncomfortable and it was totally inappropriate because you're married and you have a wife. So, and then he said something like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that or whatever. And I was like, he's like, I won't reach out to you again. And I was like, well, I didn't even want him to do that. I just wanted to let him know like, hey, that was really inappropriate. Please don't do it again. And so I was like, okay. And then he does this like self-pitying thing of like, man, I did not see this coming.
Yeah, like men really love to play. I hate to.
Let's generalize about men.
Sorry. Okay, I shouldn't say that.
There are some men who do problematic things.
Yes, and there are some men who really like to make themselves the victims, and they're like, oh, like I guess I'm a piece of shit.
Oh, you suck my dick and feel bad for me?
Yeah, I guess I suck so much for just trying to be nice to you.
It is kind of a nice guy complex, and to shame someone for not being attracted to you is like peak low, you know? And also, dude, you're married and you have kids, and we just spent a whole conversation talking about how awful it is for kids to like experience a divorce and go through all that shit. Anyway, so long story short, I've had a lot of situations with dating, and that wasn't even dating related, but
I've been living vicariously through you.
Oh, Jesus.
And your single dating life.
You're like, I'm so glad I'm married.
Yeah, no, but honestly, it just and like all my other single friends who are experiencing this, it's a rough fucking dating world right now. Like the pool is very contaminated and gross.
It's so, again, it's a matter of not trying to generalize about everyone. And I'm sure there are decent people out there. Maybe it's, you know, finding people on apps, and apps are just not a reliable way to go.
What happened to meeting people the old-fashioned way, you know, in the back alley at a bar?
You actually, okay, all jokes aside, Jillian met her husband at a bar. It's very cute. He's also not a stripper, spoiler alert.
Yeah, well I hate
not currently.
To burst the illusion, but I should also clarify, because he actually did just get his green card, and I don't want the government to be like, hey, wait a minute.
Oh my God. Can you imagine?
You said he
worked
in construction.
No, he's also not very tiny. No, he's the opposite.
He is a whopping 6'7", and I mean height, not his penis.
His penis is 6 feet or 6?
Yeah, no, it's 6 feet 7 inches. It's a third leg.
Wide,
no.
not long. 6 feet wide. It's just a cube.
It's just a big meat log that he lugs around.
He's getting surgery soon. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, it's fine. It was actually a birth defect. No, yeah, he's very tall. But yeah, I did meet him at a bar. Which, I mean, it's just one of those things where you're like, oh, I'm content with being single. Like at the time, I was like, yeah, like I don't want to be in a relationship. Like I want to be single and whatever. And then of course I saw him that night, and it was kind of hard to miss him because he was like
naked.
He was completely naked. 5 heads above everybody else. You know, and I'm pretty tall too. I'm like 5'10", 5'11", so
it was a match made in heaven.
Yes. No, but he is when you think of like a German man, he is probably the first image that comes to mind. Just like very
racist. Oh.
No. He's white and blonde and has blue eyes.
But he's like all one color, and I love you, but he's like, his skin is the same color as his eyes, is the same color as his teeth, and his
he's just monotone.
He's just a peach person.
He's just flesh color.
Oh God.
There's no distinguishable features on his body.
It's like someone sculpted him out of clay, and that was just like, you know, we'll just go with this. No, he's absurdly German.
Yeah.
And looks just like his dad. Freakishly tall.
Yeah. So when we have kids, they will destroy me. I will be.
I might destroy the world, honestly.
Yeah.
Oh God, I didn't even think about that. I mean, physically,
yeah, physically, I will be wrecked. My butthole is definitely gonna tear open. Like, you know how did you not know that
kids come out of your butthole?
Yes.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry. I don't know I don't know why no one told you.
No, okay, all jokes aside, though, I have heard about that happening, and that is nightmare fuel.
What a fucking nightmare. Like, if anything would be the deterrent to not
You
have
know
kids.
what? Would you rather your kid crawl out of your stomach like, what is it, alien?
Like rip out of my chest cavity?
Well, I guess that's obviously the worst alternative.
Okay, can you clarify? Like crawl out my stomach
split
through
your
my
asshole
esophagus?
open.
Oh,
Yeah.
out my mouth.
Or
I'm
come
like,
out of
"Oh."
your butt.
Okay, out of my vag or my butt.
No, well, yeah, because splitting out of your chest cavity is a little extreme.
That would actually kill me. I mean, that would kill
Well,
you.
obviously, this isn't even a question. Your vagina's built for this shit. So clearly that. But imagine if kids came out of our mouths. Like you're just like
like a cat with a hairball. Oh my God. Like, okay, I know. So I know you're allergic to cats.
To
so to kids
Sorry.
too.
Yeah.
So you didn't ever grow up with this experience, but like I grew up with a lot of pets, and we always had cats.
I had a dog that we kept outside and never saw.
Wow, it sounds like you really loved them.
We really did so much that we got our parents to take care of them for us. It was great.
No, when you have cats, you know, they cough up hairballs because they just like lick themselves clean. But there is a noise that cats make when they're about to do that, and that sound could just wake me up out of the deepest sleep. It is horrific.
Jillian doesn't even have cats now, and sometimes she'll just wake up in the middle of the night.
Like in a cold sweat, like it's pretty rough. But you know,
yeah, I again, very sensitive child. I had, growing up, still have asthma, seasonal allergies, eczema, a nut allergy,
and don't forget
shut the fuck up,
dumb bitch disease.
Yes, okay, I have dumb bitch disease. God, everyone knows it.
Terminal and transmissible, by the way. So thanks for that.
Well, the reason you're really gonna out me like this. The reason we're doing this podcast is because it was my Make-A-Wish wish, and I didn't realize until recently Make-A-Wish doesn't grant wishes to adults, which is discrimination and ageist.
I'm actually doing this out of obligation, not because I wanted to.
Well, I kind of dragged her down with me because, like you said, it's transmissible
and terminal.
We're both, we could die at any second. So please give us your money.
Yeah. Thoughts and prayers, please.
Thoughts and prayers. What was I saying though?
No, just about dating.
Oh, pets.
And pets, yeah. I dated my pets.
I dated my pets. Yes. My dog and I had a very serious relationship. Ended tragically. He did get run over by a car.
He left me for another woman.
He left me for a fire hydrant, which is really traumatic. No, all my problems and how I'm not meant for this world. I'm just like allergic to a bunch of nuts. I always like to joke that I'm vegan and I'm allergic to nuts, so all the fucking guys are out of luck. Sorry, boys.
No sausage or nuts for you.
Oh yeah, no weenies and no nuts. No, I can have almonds, weirdly enough. It's like the one nut I can have. But I grew up with all these sensitivities, and my mom was always a bit of a hypochondriac. So we had a dog, but the first dog we had was an outdoor dog. We had like a side yard where he could like hang out and run around. But when you're a kid, you don't know how to have responsibilities or take care of pets, really. Like we wanted a dog. I obsessed about it, and I almost said we rented one.
Just a test run.
For $25 a day. You can rent an animal. No, we adopted one, and he was amazing. His name was Buddy, and he was really cute, and we liked playing with him as kids, but like we were children and lazy, and I'd rather watch That's So Raven.
Oh, well, yeah, it's a tale as old as time. You're like, I promise I'll take care of him, and then you never do. So.
Okay, also though, I remember, I just said That's a Raven. There was one instance where, we didn't grow up with TiVo or whatever. We didn't grow up with streaming. if something was on TV, God, I sound like a grandma. But if something was on TV, you had to watch it in the moment because that was the only chance you had to watch it.
Right. Or you get the fucking DVD box set of the season of the show that you want to watch.
Yeah. Or you just like spend all day waiting for whatever episode to hopefully come back on again. Or go to the TV channel. I don't know. But there was this one That's a Raven episode where they like turned into cows or something. And I was like really hooked into it. And my mom's like, Lauren, you have to go walk Buddy. And I was like, not now, Mom. And I threw a fit because I wanted to finish the That's a Raven episode. So I had different priorities. No, but I've always loved dogs. My parents have a Labradoodle now. She's super cute. And
yeah, the doodles are adorable. My mom has a Aussie doodle. They're just, oh my God, they're
Did
so
you ever
cute.
hear? You ever hear about like what the creator of Doodles said? He's like, I've created an abomination. Did you hear that?
No. Oh wait, did he actually say
Yes.
that?
He came out like a year or so ago. I remember the creator of, I think it was Labradoodles or something, and he was like, what have I done?
Oh my God.
They're a mistake. And everyone loves them because they're such great dogs. But I guess he was saying he felt bad because they have like weird health problems and they're high strung. But like that's not my experience at all. My parents have one that's sweet.
I feel like they're also really smart. I mean, maybe that's why he regrets it because they're too
like
smart.
They're evolving.
You know that quote from Spy Kids or whatever, where Steve Buscemi's character is like, do you ever think that God lives in heaven because he too is in fear of what he created, or like whatever the fuck?
Fucking excuse me?
In this fucking kids
That was
movie.
in a Spy Kids movie?
Yes, it was, and it's
Steve
just
Buscemi?
yeah, it's just so existential. But I'm like, is this what the doodle creator is thinking?
God. He probably what if he came home one day and his doodle was like making a cup of coffee on his hind legs in
like,
the
hello,
kitchen.
John. I've been waiting for you. You forgot to let me out this morning. I decided to leave a nice little gift for you on your pillow.
And it's not a shit, it's a horse's head. Like the Godfather.
It's his neighbor's head. I know you said your neighbor has been very troublesome lately. I took care of it for you.
You're welcome, John. He turns around in one of those big leather chairs and it's just a dog sitting with his legs
He's drinking
crossed.
like a fucking cocktail. Like,
oh my God. No, I've always loved dogs. I just, especially now, I think I want to have a sheepadoodle at some point because I'm obsessed.
Those are so cute.
If you've seen Bunny the Talking Dog, you'll understand why I'm like, I'm going to make the next bunny because I need to speak with my pet, apparently. If you don't speak with your pet, you're a fucking bad pet owner. So
I do not recommend that, actually. I have...
Oh, shit, she has a demon.
I have a bird who is possessed by a demon who...
Doesn't Margot calls her Beast.
Yeah, he calls her Beast. And she recently started imitating my laughter.
Oh my God!
Which was really cute at first, but now it's a little sinister because
It's so fucking funny. Jillian's like a Disney villain, and she puts her bird in her tank top right between her little titties.
I don't put her there. She
goes
crawls
there.
into my t-shirt and then pops up and just like hangs out in between my boobs.
And Jillian's like, and then she's like,
And it's like, like I said, it was really funny at first, but now I'm like nervously laughing because she's just been really cranky and hormonal lately because she's an old fucking lady. And
oh, that's not really nice to talk about your mom like that.
No, she's like going through fucking bird menopause or something. But
well, yeah, you thought you killed her earlier because you had to clip her wings.
Yeah, and don't come after me for that bullshit. I just
the one person listening.
I know they're like, you can't clip a bird's wings. That's so mean. No, I just because she would literally fly after me and attack me, and I'm trying to solve the issue. I rearranged her cage and just tried to make the environment new, but anyway, she's just very hormonal and cranky and mean, and so now like when she's imitating my laugh, I'm like laughing nervously because she's trying to fucking bite my neck like Dracula. Like,
you guys are just staring at each other from across the room, like exchanging nervous laughter. You come home and she's in a fucking leather chair. tiny leather
Hello,
chair.
bitch. I've been waiting
Hello,
for
Clarice.
you. She's like holding Marco's decapitated.
Just like pecking out his eyeball. Oh my God. No, she's a freak. And it's so crazy because I've always been a little afraid of birds. They're a little just like crackheady. You know, you never know what they're going to do.
Yeah.
They put you on edge a little bit.
No, I get that.
Yeah.
I really do. I mean, and I tell people when they meet her for the first time, I'm like, you know, if you don't want to hold her, I'm not going to be offended. Like, and I try to give people a fair warning. I'm like, hey, like, she's probably going to fly onto you and she might look like she's about to bite you, but she's not, except for right now, because she probably will bite you.
So you give people a false sense of security. You
That's
lure
right.
them in
Yoshi
for her abuse.
Yoshi got a taste for human blood and now she's insatiable. It's like a Little Shop of Horrors and she's
God.
demanding human sacrifice.
Or Bunnicula. Did you ever read
Oh my
that?
God. Yes, I
Yeah.
did. That was really cute though, because he just like sucked the color out of shit. He didn't like eat people.
Oh.
Yeah.
Lame.
Yeah.
I wanted murder.
like 10 years old, like, I need more macabre. Like, I want people fucking dying.
Where's the throat slashing? No, I definitely had, I don't want to call it an emo phase because I feel like everyone says that. And I was never like fully like emo with the eyeliner and the,
Yeah, like
I didn't go goth, but
right.
I was a big Fall Out Boy fan.
Well, you got me into Twilight.
Holy shit.
I'll never forget that. You're like, it's this book about this vampire and he loves this this girl, blah blah blah, blah.
I'm so sorry.
You know what though? It was such a well, I feel like the joy of the nostalgia that's brought me and other people has been so worth like the cringe of reliving it.
Absolutely.
It's just so fucking
You
incredible.
had to be there.
Yeah, it's
no, I think I was in middle school when I first really got into it, and I was into it. Like, I wanted an Edward to come into my life. I was like a child. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking.
I mean, you're definitely not alone. Like,
no, of course not. 100%.
all these little girls were like photoshopping their faces onto Bella and like,
oh my God.
you know, like
I went to the first movie. I got like a Team Edward shirt. There was a event at Barnes and Noble that when Breaking Dawn came out where they had Starbucks had Twilight drinks, and
oh my God,
went to go get the book when it came out. I went as Rosalie for Halloween and just used like a really disgusting chunky white face paint.
Yeah, I think part of what's been so fun, well, maybe fun isn't the right word, but just like looking back at it and first of all seeing the like Mormon influence that is like in this book,
so obvious. Yeah.
But also the fact that fucking Jasper is like a fucking Confederate soldier.
Yep.
Like, hello.
Yep. Just subtle racism.
He's like,
it's fine.
hey, Bella, back when I owned slaves.
You know, when my slaves would talk to me like that. No, why does he have? He should have like a full ass Southern accent. He kind of had a subtle one, but he's like,
well. I declare.
what do we have here?
He's like an oil baron. Like,
Oh my God.
Bella, I do declare you must defend yourself against these ruffians.
God, I can't believe I didn't process that when I first read or watched the movies. And I can't help but wonder if it's like,
Well, they don't really make it that obvious for like a kid. Like if you're like in middle school, I don't know, maybe it's just because of like where we grew up, but like
well, not in the South.
well, yeah.
The
But like
South.
when you're in middle school, I don't remember them being like, "Oh yeah, like hardcore slavery and whatever." Like when I remember thinking about like, "Oh, Jasper was like a general," I didn't ever like when I was young and watching those movies, I wasn't like, "Oh, Confederate," you know.
I just assumed he was a Union soldier because why the fuck would you make him a Confederate soldier?
Right. That's
As someone
the
who
other thing.
works in the film industry and I give notes on scripts and I read notes on scripts, there's no fucking way executives should have let that slide.
Yeah, who greenlit that?
Like, and he's supposed to be one of the Cullens and he's supposed to be cute and you're supposed to like him and he's on an inherently problematic side of history.
as an addendum, yes, I did go to a Catholic high school, but that was against my will. And it sucked.
Yeah. Some of the shit you've told me is just mind blowing. Like, anti-gay marriage, anti-masturbation.
Oh,
just
yeah.
insane
Anti-birth
shit.
control.
Oh, anti-birth control.
Yeah,
So we're living in the 60s.
Yeah.
Love that.
Anti-premarital sex. I mean, it was the works, and they did a really good job of brainwashing you, or at least trying to. Like I said, was not my choice, and my parents decided to front that bill. So, I don't know. I just there was a lot of problematic shit, and ironically, it made me not want to identify as Catholic.
Yeah. I grew up Catholic. Again, this is why we're like, please, friends and family, do not listen to this podcast.
Yeah.
You will be grossly offended and take it personally. This is our podcast where we talk about whatever the hell we want. So I'm going to tell you that I grew up Catholic, and it was not a good experience. And I knew from the jump, from a pretty early age, that I didn't believe really any of it. And I went through the whole catechism or CCD where you do like Sunday school classes, and I got my first communion and I was baptized. And even on my first communion, I was like, I don't think I'm gonna keep doing this.
Well, what fucking kid enjoys going to church? I'm not saying like fuck your experience. I'm saying like genuinely.
There are some. I mean, there are some people who it just vibes with them. I think
I always hated that. I hated it so much. Like,
I know I hated it.
It's just.
But if that's your thing, that's awesome. I had an awful experience.
Yeah, I feel like I'm more spiritual, and yes, I do like astrology.
Okay.
No, but I don't know what to label myself, I guess, because I'm not religious, but I believe in like a higher power. I don't know.
I believe in life after love. The Hamburglar is my god. No, I personally, I don't believe in a deity, because that's just not how my brain operates. Jillian has her own kind of life experience, and she has her own beliefs, and I have my own, but at the end of the day, it doesn't make a difference.
Back to, my experience in Catholic high school, like I literally had this teacher who was like, marriage is like a chocolate chip cookie.
Oh.
And the chocolate chips are what make it sacred. Like, being able to procreate and like this holy union and blah, blah, blah.
And if you can't,
well,
go fuck yourself.
And then he's like, and a gay marriage
is
like a cookie without chocolate chips.
So equally delicious, bitch.
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with a sugar cookie? Like, what
my God.
Yeah, and that was like when I was like a freshman in high school. And he would also fucking sit there and be like, oh yeah, like Catholicism is the only valid religion and like fuck everything else. And there were girls in that class who were not Catholic, who were either like Buddhist or Jewish or whatever. And he was just sitting there fucking saying this. And I was like, this is not right. Like, how can you sit there and definitively say that, first of all? And secondly, the whole cookie thing, that just blew my fucking mind. I was like, okay.
Can't believe that. And you've probably told me that before, but I can't believe I'm just now remembering how horrific that is.
That was, I don't know. That was just like one of the many issues that I found. I mean, I'm not saying that it was all horrible. Like, you know,
they weren't like whipping you guys and like torturing you, but mentally they were fucking you up.
And also fuck the uniforms. Oh my God, they fucking sucked. The skirt can't be too short, and you had to wear specific shoes and
clown shoes.
Yeah, clown shoes to match your clown wig. Yeah, no, it was It was funny. I remember because I did go to a public middle school, and I remember we had those.
Just like the rest of us peasants.
I know.
I'm just like you.
See, I'm relatable.
That's the name of the show.
And no, it was like, I don't know, like the short length had to be like 11 inches or something. And
The short length was like past your shoes.
yeah, it had to be like a cape, like dragging on the ground.
Yeah. Girls were just tripping, breaking their noses. It was awful.
No, but I remember there was one time, I mean, because I have always been very tall. And like even when I was in 5th grade, I would go to like the mall with my friends, and people thought I was my friend's babysitter because they were like half my size, and I had already started growing boobs at that point, and I got my
You
period.
grew your own?
I did. I watered them, and they grew. No, but I had these shorts on one day, and I did measure them, but you know they look short on my legs because my legs are long.
She's got a thick ass booty.
Well, okay, we're talking about when I'm like 12.
Oh God! Oh shit, that was so loud. Just kidding. She doesn't.
God.
She did not have a butt.
Yeah, not yet, but
She just had a hole.
it was just a crater. It was a reverse butt.
Just like a black hole.
They're like, please, you can't come to school anymore.
She was just sucking everyone into it. Just a gaping black hole.
God, finally getting to the point of the story. I had these shorts on, and my teacher, who was notorious, she was my math teacher. She was notorious for being a bitch. And she saw me sitting down. She's like, Jillian, are those shorts 11 inches? And I was like, actually, yes, they are. I measured them. And she like called me up to the front of the class, by the way. And she was like about to get out a ruler. And I'm like, I measured them at home. And she was like, okay, fine. Just don't wear them to my class again. And then I sat down. I'm like, fuck you. Well, I was like 12. So I was like, frick you.
You didn't literally say that.
No, of
Can
course
you imagine?
not. I was like way too scared of authority at that point to say anything. But
Because she was about to humiliate you in front of the entire class.
and you know, for all intents and purposes, she did. She fucking did humiliate
she
me.
slut-shamed you in front of your peers. Like,
Yeah. I also remember this was like so traumatic being like a 6th grader, you know. It was my first time in middle school, because I know there are some middle schools who do like 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th as a middle school, but mine was 6th, 7th, 8th. I was walking home.
Mine was 7, 8.
Oh,
Which is like, why?
That's like, yeah, it's just so short. It's very anticlimactic.
We're gonna separate you for the 2 most awkward years of your life and hope you get better afterwards.
Yeah, good fucking luck. No, I was like walking home with my cute new like Abercrombie clothes that I was like in love with. And I was walking to the elementary school where my little brother was attending because my mom was going to pick us up there. And these 8th graders, I don't know, they were older, but they were walking behind me, and they could hear them talking, and they were like, ooh, let's rate her on her appearance. And I just like, I didn't even turn around. I just kept walking, and they're like, I'm going to give her a 3 because her butt's not very big. Like shit like that. And they're like, oh, she's too skinny or some, I don't know, some shit. And I just remember being so mortified. And that was like my real first experience with, I guess, I don't know, sexual harassment. Is that sexual?
Yes, that's sexual harassment. Yeah. It's so fucked up though, because like as women too, there's almost this thing where like we don't want to label things as sexual harassment when it very clearly is, because we don't want to be like, oh, I don't want to blow things out of proportion. Right. It was fucking, they were rating you on how much they want to fuck you, basically.
Right.
That's
as
sexual harassment.
As like a 12-year-old, I'm like,
a 12-year-old.
Yeah.
Right. I don't care if they're 8th graders, whatever. Like that's, what the fuck?
It's just so deranged, you know? And then of course, like this is a conversation that's been had many a time. Boys will be boys and
Jesus,
whatever. It's just like, God damn.
I have to.
The amount of times that has been
can
said.
Can we stop them from doing those things? Like, it's like they literally watched a movie that was made in the 2000s and just started acting like that. It's kind of insane how I didn't realize how much just sexual harassment I received growing up. Like we were stalked essentially coming out of the mall one time.
God,
when
I
my
remember
mom
that.
came to pick us up.
Well, I remember your mom being really upset, and I was like, it's fine. But then I'm like, looking back on it, that is pretty fucked up.
110%. We were, I don't know, 13, 14. We just spent the day at the mall, which is like our favorite pastime. We would just go buy a bunch of shit at like Love Culture and Forever 21
Oh my God,
or
like Aeropostale or whatever.
And no, but we got out of the mall, and my mom later told me that there was a man, like an older, like middle-aged man, who was following us. And knowing what I know now about the Sacramento area and how often people are sex trafficked.
Well, and I remember she said he was on his phone. Like he was talking to somebody.
Yeah. Like, I got a couple of girls right here.
Rap ones for the picking.
Oh, Jesus. It's like, it's kind of insane. That I never really processed it until I really got out of college, and looking back on college and how misogynistic. I was in a sorority, and Jillian was too, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Sorority. Oh yeah, I forgot. But just that whole system being misogynistic, like sororities aren't allowed to throw parties because it's quote unquote not ladylike. I mean, they don't say that, but. And then meanwhile, we're forced to go into these dimly lit, dingy fraternity houses where women are getting sexually assaulted and put our own lives in danger.
And they don't do shit about it.
No, they don't. Oh my God. So Cal Poly had a string of issues. Who knows if they're still occurring, but when I was there, and a little bit before, but there was a party that was thrown by a fraternity called Colonial Bros and Navajos. Ooh. Which was like a Thanksgiving party, I guess. And can you imagine like the demographics of the school if they think that that's okay to do? Just like a bunch of white conservative kids, basically, who fucking loved country, all this shit. And then there was a party where a fraternity threw a party about where people would come as their favorite rapper, and some people did blackface.
Yeah, of
course, because why the fuck not? You know, this was like 2016, 2015. Mm-hmm. This wasn't even that long ago. Anyway, not to get super heavy and dark about the shit, but this is relatable. So
we're trying our darndest.
Hopefully you can relate to the bullshit that we've gone through. I mean, hopefully you can't. Let's just fucking say that.
Yeah.
But if you exist as a woman or someone else in a marginalized group. If you can
relate to like the human experience, man.
I mean, all power to you, dude. Like, we're just, human bags of meat on this planet. Meat bags. That's what they call your husband's testicles back in the circus. Oh Mr. Meatbag.
Wow, look at him go, juggling those bags.
Now, those bags are full of raw meat.
We don't know where he got it from, but he sure does juggle it.
In other news, one of the horses is out for the show. So. Holy shit. Can you imagine working? Well, circuses aren't really a thing anymore, at least with animals.
Yeah.
They're like, wait, it's not the 1800s
sort
anymore.
Sort of like a animal rights violation, huh? Yeah. Well, what was that fucking horse one? Like Carval? No, it was like
Buskies.
Seriously, there was like a horse related.
Carvana.
No.
Buy your car today.
No,
I know what you're talking about.
It sounded like that.
It was like an equestrian show.
Yeah, and it was actually really cool. But oh my God, that just unlocked a memory that I had. Like, we went with our friends, like a family friend and their two daughters, and in the front of the show, they were giving out these like horse plushies.
Oh, I forgot you're kind of a horse girl.
Unfortunately.
Your mom has horses? Had them?
Yeah, so, and we did used to have horses.
Until you turned them into sausages.
That's right. We sent them to the glue factory. But this woman was like giving them out, and I just remember she was like, you can have them after you give me a kiss on the cheek.
And what?
And at the time I'm like, okay.
Oh my fucking God.
But then like looking back on that, I'm like, hold on a minute.
And you're like watching the news 5 years later. 5 years later, it's like, Barbara Bennett has been arrested for sexual assault of a minor. Oh my God.
Local pedophile.
Oh my God.
That's.
Did she work there? Or is she just a random lady?
Oh my God. Did you imagine? She just fucking wanders in. They're like, get out of here.
Oh, what the fuck? What?
Yeah, I wish I was making that up.
I will never forget this. Thank you for nothing. What the fuck?
Yeah, that's wow. Hello. I just unlocked that memory.
I would have started bawling. Like, you just start tearing up. You're like, I just remembered I gave a horse a kiss.
Well, at least it was on the cheek.
Oh my God. Can you imagine if she did the thing where, like, you start to kiss her on the cheek and then she moves to kiss you on the lips? Now you get 2 horses. Oh my God.
That's so fucked up. You know, laughing through the pain. It's fine.
You kiss me on my special place. You
Oh
get
my
3
God.
horses.
Oh my
Sorry.
God.
I pretend I didn't say that. No, what the fuck? I can't get over that because that's the thing adults do. They'll like leverage physical affection. Dude, wasn't there that Tom Brady video that came out?
Oh, that's so gross.
Oh God. Dude, that's so bizarre. It's so insane, like, also to realize all these influencers are not coming out. They're being discovered as not, like, pedophiles is a very specific term because it means, like, kids of a certain age, but just predators.
Right,
basically.
yeah. No, for sure.
Like, hey, sisters guy, and...
Right. Who I
yeah.
actually ran into on
Holy
my
shit, you
third
have a
date with
picture with
Marco.
him.
I do. I have a selfie with
from
James
years
Strauss.
ago. It was before all this shit.
It was, yeah.
I mean, he was always problematic, but...
Yeah.
Anyway. No shade. I mean, all the shade.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if I cared what James Charles thought?
Oh my God.
I was like, I don't know. Like, there's a lot of details that are floating around.
We
so
weren't there.
we weren't there. Like,
how
you
can we
don't
say what
know.
happened?
Oh my God. No, I mean, there's so many people that have come out as problematic, and the whole David Dobrik thing, and like,
Oh my God, yeah.
yikes. Well,
I'm just glad I was never a fan.
oh, can you imagine being a fan of those people though?
Ugh.
Like, of being a fan of Logan Paul? No, honestly, I just can't imagine being fans of those people. I mean, again, when you're a child, I was a fan of Smosh. Like, you kind of
Oh,
gravitate
of
towards
course.
more immature content. And that's fine. But if you're a grown adult,
I guess I'm just confused of like, is Jake and Logan Paul's target demographic? It's still children, huh?
it's children.
Who
have access to their
children.
Who have access to their parents' credit cards and can buy their merch. Yeah, I don't know. Everyone has their own thing, but you know, I just think, you know, I work in the film industry. You hear a lot about people who are awful, but they still get employed because they're quote unquote so talented. But in my mind, no one is talented enough to override being a shitty person.
Right.
And yes, people make mistakes, all that stuff. But if you're deep down problematic, you're a fucking predator.
Well, yeah. It's like, oh, well, can't we separate the artist from the art? It's like, well, like, you know what? If they're a fucking predator or a rapist or whoever, like, how about we don't separate it from the artist? Because that is just, I think you can separate the artist from the art if, like,
I don't.
Okay, like, if your favorite artist, like, I don't know, is, like, conservative and you're liberal, I don't know, maybe you can separate the artist from the art. But if they're, like, a fucking predator who is actually hurting people, that's inexcusable.
Deep down, I once I know something about someone that's awful, I can't listen to them or see their stuff anymore. I know. I think about it
burned into your head.
From an even selfish standpoint, it ruins all their shit for me.
Yeah.
And also, I don't want to support someone who's problematic.
No, exactly.
But people are like, oh, cancellation, whatever. But that's how life works. Like, if you do something bad and people find out about it, they're going to choose not to support you.
Yeah, it's just shitty because cancel culture just doesn't work if you're a big enough celebrity.
Well,
you know? Like,
I mean, people who are convicted of crimes. I think there's it's like a spectrum where if you're fucking Bill Cosby or Harvey Weinstein,
right?
Weinstein,
if you're
whatever.
actually facing jail time.
Yeah, if you're a legitimate criminal who has done, you know, crimes that are verified, like, that's you're kind of cancelable.
Yeah, exactly.
But people, even with the R. Kelly thing, are like, oh, I still love him.
Well, and fucking Chris Brown.
Like, oh yeah,
I mean, I don't even need to say it, but like, people still support him, which is beyond me.
I understand liking someone's music, but you also have to realize in liking their music, you're supporting someone who's maybe not the best person. So it's obviously kind of a gray area issue, but that's why you should follow us, because we're completely unproblematic and we've never done anything wrong in our entire lives. So
that's correct.
No, it's people are very flawed, and I think people also have insanely high expectations for people that they look up to, and then they find out, that they, like, Ryan Reynolds and his wife had a wedding on a plantation, and they've since, I know it's awful.
Yeah.
But you go through shit as a person, and you make awful mistakes, and then you grow and learn, and you do things to make up for it. And at the end of the day, people can decide whether or not they want to support you or not.
Well, yeah. And that's why you don't put anybody on a pedestal.
Oh my God, no. I've learned to not do that, because I know people personally, and I've met celebrities or whatever. I know human beings. No, but they're gonna disappoint you, and they're gonna just be very flawed people.
And that's not to say don't hold people to
high standards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But don't expect them to be infallible, because
100%.
That's just not realistic, you know.
I remember there was an Onion article one time about Tom Hanks, and it was like, nation distressed to learn Tom Hanks murders family of 5. But even like Tom Hanks, maybe he kicks puppies. I don't know.
Yeah.
We're starting that rumor, by the way.
Yeah.
Tom Hanks kicks puppies. Hashtag.
I've seen it.
I've heard it. You hear it from miles away. Just he walks through
screaming.
Rooms of puppies, just kicking away.
He won't stop. He got steel-toed boots.
No, it's awful. He likes beagles the most. Don't know why. Something in his childhood, probably.
Oh my God.
Our moms are sisters. Ha.
What?
I know. Right?
I'm like just finding this out.
I honestly just remembered that that's the thing. That's how cousins work. Fun fact. No, but they had a wiener dog, I think, at one point that bit someone, and they had to put it down.
Oh, yeah.
Also, your mom broke my mom's arm with a Coke bottle. Or no, broke someone's arm. Your mom was a menace.
And she's a Leo, so.
Oh, we're getting into astrology. We'll save the astrology for another episode.
We've been talking for a long time.
We've talked enough for our entire lives. So if you never want to hear from us again,
That's
completely
it. I will
understand.
never be speaking again.
Well, we can communicate telepathically. So we'll just have a silent podcast, and you'll just have to read our thoughts.
The singular brain cell that we share between us functions via Bluetooth.
It does. But if you're not sick of hearing from us, which, like, God, I hope you're not, we do have some social medias that you can follow us on. We are on Instagram at Relatable Pod Show. I know it sounds like a 40-year-old wrote it. That was all that was available. Relatable Pod Show. On Instagram, we have an email for any questions, or if you think there's any topics you'd like us to cover, you can email us at relatablepodcastshow@gmail.com. We also have a website. We bought a domain because we just have that shmoney, and so like $7 a year or something. Why not?
Very bougie.
It's an investment. It's fine. It's half my paycheck, but relatablepodcastshow.com. And I think that about covers it. We're also going to be starting a YouTube channel with ideally Let's Plays, which is more Jillian's terrain, but I have a feeling she'll kind of guide me in that. I'll just watch her play. And then also maybe doing some watch along movie things.
Yeah.
With just the worst possible movies you could imagine.
It's just for fun. We kind of just want to have like a creative outlet. So.
Oh, you're doing this for fun.
Actually, no, I'm not.
What are you doing it for? It's for the money. Yeah, okay. just so we're clear, we're doing this just for the money and no other reason. So if you want us to get very rich, and we might send you $5.
A crisp $5 bill.
A crisp $5 bill. We like to give back. So give us money and compliments, and we might thank you for it.
That's right.
That is up for our discretion only. And until then, we're grateful if one person listens to this. Let's be completely frank. But anyway, that's enough of that. I'm sick of myself. And
I'm sick of you too.
Well, then I think this might be the first and last podcast of Relatable. Thank you for listening, and we will see you guys next time.
Bye.